And we're live. So my introduction to Muay Thai came in 1984 during my second summer camp with Dan Inasano, when he used me and my Indiana JKD colleague Jeff Westfall as dummies to introduce the group to Thai boxing. And I discovered that there was a whole another level to cardiovascular fitness, right? Hello everyone, this is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel, and welcome to the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast number 72. This is part 2 of the series Jeet Kune and its associated disciplines, and today we'll talk for a few minutes about Muay Thai. So out there in the JKD world, there are people questioning what Muay Thai is doing in JKD and whether or not it belongs there. And I get that, because if you look again at the internet, you'll see a lot of Muay Thai is portrayed as a combat sport, a fighting sport, and not so much as a self-defense art. So it could be confusing for some people, and some people might be prone to dismissing it outright. But it'd be kind of a mistake to do that. We know that that Bruce Lee himself was interested in Muay Thai. Page 70 something, I forget. It's one of these. I always lose it when I'm looking for it. But it's page 78 of the Tao of Jeet Kune. Right here, you see Joe Bruce's interest in Thai boxing and also in the boxe Francaise, right? And then in the Jeet Kune commentaries book, page 42 and 43, he talks about the pros and the cons. Let me see if I can get this up to the camera, right there. He talks about the pros and the cons of Thai boxing, right? So hang with me for a few minutes, guys, and hear how Muay Thai came into JKD, what it's doing here, and how it can help the martial artist development. Today we have a lot of people who love Muay Thai because of its popularity in MMA. But some of us in the JKD world are scratching our heads and wondering, well, what took them so long, right? So quick history of Muay Thai and JKD. Sifu Inasano got his first look at Thai martial arts from his student Neum Pibul Nakarin. Let's see, another camera thing here, right? So he had a Thai student who introduced him to some elements of Muay Thai and Kabri Kabrong. But he started his training with Ajahn Chai, if I have the dates correct, in 1978 or there so. And from what I recall, Sifu Inasano started showing Muay Thai at his own seminars in about 1982. You can ask people like my JKD senior Dick Harrell in North Carolina. You can ask him about those early days of being introduced to Thai boxing. Right, so I would love to say that I handled my 1984 introduction to Thai boxing like a boss. But the truth is, I could hardly breathe at the end of my 3-minute round, right? In fact, years later, when it became fashionable to talk about pressure testing your art, you know, that became like an off-used phrase. I remember Larry Hartzell stalking me with these 2 huge Thai pads, and you know, Larry Hartzell was a 6-foot-something guy, 200 pounds, I guess. I was a 126-pound skinny kid from the islands, and he's stalking me with these two huge Thai pads, and he's just growling at me, right? Pressure, pressure, right? So I always have a fond memory of that. In 1985, the following year, Sifu Inasano brought Ajahn Chai over to the CMAA camp in Missouri. And for a lot of us, that was our introduction to the source of Muay Thai, right? So long story short, the second day, the morning after our first session with Ajahn Chai, my training partner Neil Coliff right, my JKD senior, Neil and I had a lot of trouble walking up the stairs of the steps of the dormitory building, right? So I started traveling out to LA as much as I could and following Sifu and Asano around the country. And that's how I would get my Muay Thai training, because plus what I was doing at home in Barbados, right? Most of the JKD people got the bulk of their Muay Thai instruction at the famous Smoky Mountain Camp in Brasstown, North Carolina, during the decade of 1986 to 1996. But I didn't see Ajahn Chai again after my introduction in 85. I didn't see him for 6 years until 1991 when I tested at the Inasano Academy for my Muay Thai instructorship, right? And then we started bringing him here to Miami 1993, 94, 95, and we bring him every year for our annual Thai boxing seminar. Okay, so what can a JKD practitioner get from Muay Thai training? So you'll often hear that one major benefit is the development of the attribute of power and also the attribute of endurance, right? And that is 100% very, very accurate, very, very true, right? In Bruce Lee's time, he complemented Muay Thai on the use of knees and elbows, and he complemented Muay Thai also that there was actual combat, right? Even if it was sport combat. But he criticized it for lacking what he called high caliber punching, right? He said that the jab was poor, the uppercut was non-existent, and the hook was inadequate, right? And he also decried Muay Thai's lack of pure self-defense applicability, like the finger jab, and then the fact that there was no grappling in Muay Thai. So obviously, this is 1970s, 1960s, 70s Muay Thai that Bruce Lee is critiquing, so don't give him no crap, okay? Right? You cannot escape the power element in Thai boxing. The rear round kick is spectacular. I don't care what it is you train in, where it is you train. The rear round kick of Thai boxing is spectacular. I think that if you watch closely, so when Bruce Lee does in Way of the Dragon, the demonstration of his power, how to get the hip into it, I think if you take a look at that scene behind the restaurant, I think you see a little bit of a Muay Thai attitude in Bruce Lee's kicking. Similarly, in Enter the Dragon, when he round kicks Bob Wall, when he round kicks O'Hara in the head, before he jumps in the air and kills him, if you take a look at that closely, and also when he fights Han in the trophy room, if you take a look at Bruce Lee's kicking method, I think it has a little bit again of a Muay Thai attitude to it. So you cannot escape the power element, you cannot escape the endurance element in Muay Thai training. Even if all you did in your JKD training, but using Muay Thai method, if all you did was just a few 3-minute rounds of double kicking, I think your JKD would still benefit from that, right? At my school, we like to say that even if you do Thai boxing in slow motion, you're still going to be huffing and puffing because it is a 100% commitment art, right? Everything is thrown at full power. So you have the power and you have the endurance factors in Thai boxing. But their major delivery structure is to use the rear limb. So there's the rear elbow, there's the rear knee, there's the rear round kick. And those are the things that are emphasized. So that runs counter to JKD's delivery structure, where the emphasis is on the lead hand and the lead leg, the lead limb structure, so to speak. So what do you do in JKD after your Muay Thai? What you do with the Muay Thai rear limb structure is to convert it to the Baijong and then try to apply the same attitude, so the same power and the same endurance factor. You put that into your training but you use the lead limb approach, the lead limb structure, right? Another thing about Muay Thai, if you're observant right from the beginning, when they do use a lead limb approach, known as the teep or the foot jab, right? The long foot jab with the lead leg, and they use it against an advancing opponent, and very, very often against the very often thrown rare round kick, then that's Jeet Kune Do's principle of longest weapon to closest target, and the principle of attack on development, right, or attack on initiation. All of that is JKD principles being put into play. So that is a commonality between the Jeet Kune Do approach and the Muay Thai approach, right? So of course, the increased visibility over the decades of Muay Thai led to an increase in its popularity, and ultimately you saw it influence some people. Like there are people who created a new range of fighting, right? The clinch range. So you'll have to decide for yourself if that was absolutely necessary, this creation of the clinch range, because see this here, volume 2 of Larry Hartzell's grappling book. This is a 1987 book. And in here, chapter 1, right at the beginning, Sifu Larry is talking about counters and attacks from the tie-up position, from the clinch position. Okay? So, it's always been in JKD. Alright? So you'll have to decide for yourself. Okay? Another upshot, of course, of increased popularity is what I call the splinter off approach. So for some people, working in Thai martial arts led them to investigate the Muay Thai precursors, right? The older stuff like the Muay Boran, the Muay Chaya, the Ler Grit, stuff like that. And then in Kabri Kabrong also, if you look at the weapons aspect. And then some people even cross the border, right, into Burma or Myanmar, and they started investigating stuff like the Bando or the Letway and what have you. And then some crossed the border into Cambodia, right? So they're looking at the Bokator or the Cambodian kickboxing, the Pradal Saray, I think is what you call it, okay? So there's all that. What I want to leave you with is this thought. Bruce Lee said that Jeet Kune Do should be simple, direct, and effective. Agreed? So, does Muay Thai fulfill those 3 requirements? Simple, direct, and effective. Simple. They put the little shorts on, they put the little boxing gloves on, they get in the ring, and they get the job done. I don't think you can argue that that's not a simple approach. Direct. They don't seem to have a whole lot of fancy theories behind what it is that they're doing. The Muay Thai secret seems to be very good timing and then just like incredible conditioning. And then effectiveness or efficiency. So is there any question as to the effectiveness of Muay Thai? 40 years ago, some of you guys might be too young to know about this, but 40 years ago, they destroyed all the Chinese Kung Fu fighters that came to test them and what have you. If you could put your hands on this Hong Kong publication from the 70s called Real Kung Fu, you could read about it there. And I think there's probably only like one Japanese guy who's been able to handle Muay Thai fighters over the decades. And then of course they changed the look of the UFC by adding more of a stronger stand-up element to it. So like I said last week, and like I'll probably say as I do this series on associated disciplines, the JKD guy goes into the art, like Muay Thai, that he's investigating. He has a pretty good idea of the essence that he's looking for, so he spends some time with it, and then comes back out again stronger, more skilled, and better for the experience of it. Okay? So I'm going to be doing a video series on some of these principles and aspects as we go through the whole associated discipline thing. So if you'd like to be informed about it, And I should mention this. So my good friend and colleague Alfred Magnan just came on. Alfred is actually gracious enough when we bring Ajahn Chai to Miami for annual seminar. Alfred Magnan is gracious enough to let us use his school. So I want to give a shout out to him. We just confirmed for September of this year. So I really appreciate that on coming from Alfred. All right, so send me, if you want to be on the notification list for this associated disciplines video series, send an email to jkdrebel@gmail.com and I'll add you to the list for when we have that stuff up. All right, so that's it for today. So feel free, share, like, comment, ask questions. I'll review everything after posting. Sign up for notifications for when we go live here on Facebook, and then when we post the final edit videos up on the YouTube channel. At ilovejeetkundo.com, volume 1 of the Quick Skill series still available. Coming up later this evening, so guys, come back in about 3 hours or so at 6:30 Eastern Time. Episode number 59 of the Jeet Kune Dialogues with Sifu Nick Faruqi, right? This will be his second time on the Dialogues program. On Friday, April 12th at regular time, 3 p.m., we'll go back to the JKD Femme Fatale series with Beverly Pratka of the Texas Jeet Kune Athletic Association. I think that, yeah, so that's it. And I'll see you back here same time next week for another issue of the I Love Jeet Kune broadcast. Today's Purple Day. This is my only purple Bruce Lee shirt for now, right? So yeah, guys, see you next time. This is Dwight Woods, the Jeet Kune Rebel, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.